we have our exhibition little demonstration over with. We had set up our children in pairs. But what I'd like to do is actually formally welcome all of you to our Buffalo High School, a brand new auditorium, so we're very excited to perform this evening. But our summer camp, 2008, Udaleku, had 43 students participating for the last 2 weeks, a number of them from actually out of the country as well, so from Canada as well as our European provinces, and 6 instructors. But my opportunity is to actually thank the community members. As your Bighorn Bass Club, my name is Kirsty Oski, and I serve you in that role only to kind of mitigate. Actually, all of my committee members, including the director who actually set this up, which is Teresa Philgrove, is the person who actually is rightfully the sole person to thank for this beautiful camp that we've actually had. We also had several of our elder Basques who joined us over the weekend at our camp out up at the Johnson County Youth Camp, excuse me, which was actually phenomenal. We couldn't ask for any better weather. From all the sheep wagons that were brought up for us to camp out in, we actually didn't quite have enough, but that was okay because the kids actually fought over what we had and then built tents as well as camped out in the cabin. And from the lamb dinner to a meal that they helped prepare to everything that we've had throughout the week. Again, I can't thank you enough as a Buffalo community. You come out again and again to help us perpetuate and educate our vast culture. So thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and turn over the program to our advanced Shistu players. And again, thank you for joining us this evening.
And I am the president of the North American Basque Organization, sponsor of the annual Udaleku program. On behalf of NABO, I would like to thank the Big Horn Basque Club of Buffalo, Wyoming for hosting the camp, Kate Camino and Teresa Fieldgrove for organizing it, the instructors from Euskadi, Jesus Larrea and Enrico Espino, and Joseba Echarri. The Udaleku instructor aides, Marty Camino, Marcel Gastonbide, and Elisa Echemendi. Those of you who have housed, supported, and assisted the 43 participants, and last but not least, all of the parents who either have sent or brought their sons and daughters from afar to partake in this 2-week experience in Basqueness. We are grateful to all of you for all of your untiring and endless support. The North American Basque Organization was born in 1973, and in 1977, it put on its first Basque Culture Camp, which took place in San Francisco. Today, 30 years later, plus thousands of students and a name change, the Udaleku legacy lives on. Udaleku is one of the best and longest running programs NABO offers. Not only does Udaleku provide children an opportunity to learn new skills, but establishes friendships and a network of acquaintances that will last for many years into the future. It also allows out-of-town participants to meet and become a part of the hosting community. NABO has also had international inquiries as to how we maintain the success of this program. Because Udaleku only allows participants between the ages of 10 to 15 years of age, last year, NABO initiated Pastel Day. It is a new program that we are endeavoring to get up and running so that young adults ages 16 to 20 have a specific program tailored to their interests. This year, it will take place in Boise, Idaho, July 21st through 25th, and will consist of workshops based on Udaleku model, and the cost is $100 plus lodging. In conjunction with Pastel Day, this year, NABO is offering a dancer workshop with instructors who are studying. We are looking for participants. It is not too late. It will be fun. And Tony Savaros, would you step up and tell them a little bit more about it? Escalicasto, and I get off there to all of you.
Thank you, Mary. My name is Tony Sabarats, and I'm originally from Chino and now in Seattle, Chicago, and this is Teresa from Elko, as most of you know. Anita is her mom. Her sister is actually here performing as well. And I just wanted to give a plug-in for Gastial Day. A lot of times after the Udaleku camps, where all these friendships are formed and the bonds are really close and tight, there's a question of what's next. And before they can really have fun at the festivals, when we have to be over 21, there's that 16 to 21-year-old crowd that we're trying to keep connected to our culture. And that is the point of Gastial Day. It's a continuation of Udaleku. It's only 1 week, and there's some more serious dancing and some more serious moves playing. And it culminates in, hopefully, an annual dance group that performs yearly. Last year was the inaugural year, and it took place in Boise. This year it's taking place in Boise again, although I've caught wind from these young folks that they really want to come up to Washington State and kayak on the San Juans in a little kayak with a laburu, but we'll see about that. So I just want to make a plug-in. If you have any children or teens that are between 16 and 20, or you know people in your community, we're trying to gather some leaders together to make it a really fun event. And Teresa's going to be one of the youth leaders. Some of these women that are going to college and guys that are going to college that are in the vast community to serve as role models for the people like them.
The Basque homeland is called Euskal Herria. It's about the size of Rhode Island.
The three territories that lie north of the Pyrenees are referred to as Iparralde. The four located south of the Pyrenees is called Hegoalde.
The 7 Basque historical territories that form the Basque Country are Araba, Vizcaya, Gipuzkoa, Lapurdi, Nafarroa, Nafarroa Berea, and Xiberra.
Those of us who live outside of the homeland are referred to as the Basque diaspora. There are nearly 60,000 Basques living in the United States.
California has the largest Basque population in the United States, followed by Idaho, Nevada, Washington, and Oregon.
Although the Basque culture has ancient roots, it is also modern. Since the early days of whaling and exploration of the New World, Basques have often been known on the cutting edge of technology while simultaneously maintaining ancient traditions.
The cooperation corporations of Mondragon started in 1956. Their success has attracted the attention of many universities worldwide who have started their business formula.
The Guggenheim Museum, designed by American architect Frank Gehry in Bilbao, played an important role in the urban renewal of the largest city in the Basque Country and attracts tourists from all over the world.
The Basque Country has pioneered the establishment of technology parks in the Spanish state. Currently, Basque technology parks form part of an integrated network.
Midsummer's Eve is on the most important celebrations of the year. In Escuharia, it is called San Juan Gara and falls on June 23rd.
San Juan coincides with the summer solstice, the longest day of the year.
Important elements of San Juan are fire, water, and certain plants. Water and plants gathered on St. John's Day are thought to have preventive and curative properties. People build bonfires and jump over them. They cut ash and hawthorn branches and hang them on their front doors. Groups of dancers or singers go from house to house offering a dance or song to bless or protect the property in exchange for a treat.
We just wanted to emphasize how proud we were of our Ustai dancers. Those are the dancers with the hoops. Sometimes that happens. Your musician takes a trip in the middle of the dance. And so we're going to bring them back on so you can see how well they can really do it. And we'll give our Shistulari another chance as well.
Betzelati is a person who sings verses he or she improvises on the spot. The Betzelati collaborates and competes with others during a performance.
The Mascarada from Siberua takes place during the Mardi Gras. The wine glass dance or Godale danza is just one part of a day-long play.
The pastoral is a form of musical theater typical of Siberua that involves singing and dancing. Good and evil are just opposed as the action develops.
The Basque Christmas figure who brings presents to children is a charcoal maker named Orancero. A papier-mâché figure of Orancero is carried around by young people on Christmas Eve as they go house to house singing and collecting food and money.
Maurice Ravel, the composer most famous for bolero, was Basque on his mother's side and was proud of being Euskaldun, a Basque speaker.
Bazinetein hiru txerritxo. Mikela, Ane,
Kaixo!
eta Lorea.
Kaixo!
Egun batean, beraien amak handia zirela eta beraien etxeak egin behar zituztela esan zieten.
Nik lasozko etxita eningo dut. Nik mekilezkoa. Nik arizkoa egingo dut.
Eta etxeak egiten hasi ziren. Eta bukatu zituzten.
Begira. Begira. Begira nolako etxe ederra. Bidea politegoa. Eria. Politena. Da.
Baina otxo baten belarritara, han txerria zeudera itxi zen eta ara biatu zen.
Txeritxo, utzi barrua sartzen! Orduan putz eginez, zure etxea batago dut. Hango zaitut!
Utzi barrua sartzen! Zoitu!
Txeritxo, utzi barrua sartzen! Orduan putz eginez, zure etxea batago dut. Hango zaitut! Txeritxo, utzi barrua sartzen! Orduan putz eginez, zure etxea botako dut!
Baina otxoa putz egiten hasi zen eta ezin izan zuen etxea bota. Orduan plan bat pentsatu zuen, tximinitik sartzea.
Tximinitik sartuko naiz.
Baina momentu hortantxe, txerritxoak afatzen ari ziren eta eltze handi bat jarri zuten tximini azpian. Eta otxoak ipurdia erre, eta zen gehiago handikan bueltatu.
Thank you.
night. In Basque, it is called Iauteria. This means time before pruning.
Dancers go around from house to house performing dances that once were thought of as ritual pesticide. In exchange, people gave them food.
Many of these dances involve sticks and stomping. These dance movements disturbed insect habitats and larvae.
These dances most likely originated in the Neolithic period when the Basques started implementing agriculture techniques and domestic animals.
In Hontaria, dancers are often accompanied by a bear. This may stem from Upper Paleolithic period when the cave bear seemed to be a magical animal who died in the winter and were reassured in the spring.
The Saria means farmstead and includes the house, land, and a burial spot in the church floor in many Basque locations. Traditionally, 3 generations lived in a Basque Visaria or farmstead. A senior couple, the child they choose to inherit, the spouse, and the children. The child that inherits the farm is called Premia. This person is chosen without regard to gender and is often the oldest sibling.
Since the other siblings may only stay on if they agree to work there and not marry, many Basques seek their fortune in America.
The phenomenon of chain migration led to the settlement patterns we see in the American West. Immigrants to specific regions wrote home to recruit family members and friends. This is why we find that many Basque American communities are fairly homogeneous. Many people in Buffalo, Wyoming come from Navarro Bahia.
The Basque flag is called the Icurriña. It was designed by Sabino Arana and his brother in 1894.
The laburu is one of many solar and lunar symbols that are found on tombstones and wooden carvings throughout Ishgal.
A thistle that grows in the Basque Mountains is called Iguski laureate, or sunflower. They are hung on farmhouse doors to protect them from storms, bad luck, and evil spirits.
6 coats of arms represent the 7 historic territories of the Basque Country. Nafarroa and Benafarroa share the same count of arms. All 6 of coats of arms are combined in Sasria plot symbol naming 701.
Some of the standout personalities of Udaleku 2008. This year we have been very lucky in the fact that every person from the youngest camper to the oldest instructor got along splendidly. We built a special bond with each other, whether it was through the continuous games of white lightning or from hands-on activities in class. And we want to share some of our funny moments with you. First, we want to introduce you to Martin, our Basque compadre with a special love of Indiana Jones, and his wonderful dance teacher of a father, Jesus.
Stop! Dance! The throne, da-da-da. No, dance! The throne, da-da-da-da. No, stop! Ritmo, berries. The drum, da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, the drum, da-da, da-da-da-da-da, drum.
If you didn't catch any of that, Jesus doesn't speak much English. He did a splendid job of getting his point across to us. In other ways, however, by the end of 2 weeks, we learned a few Basque words quite well.
Ba, vi, hiru. Ritmo, berries.
Next, we have a couple of goofballs with the love of laughing and dancing. Our fun aide Marcel, poor Christina with a cold and sunburn, and ever smiling Austin with his crazy dance moves.
Peel the avocado, guacamole, rock the mullet. Ow! I have a sunburn!
Hey, Marcel and Austin.
Asiranzatzen, osondo, egiten duzulako, mugitu besoa, olatua bezala, shuabe. Hey, everybody, asiranzatzen.
Finally, we want to share with you one of our more memorable experiences from the swimming trip to the Y. We all had a lot of fun, and there were some pretty awesome tricks done off the diving board. But the one we will all remember best is Josaba's and his cannonball accompanied by the Iritsa.
Hey, Yoseba, can you do the idiocy while you jump?
As you can see, we had loads of fun this year at Udaleku, and we hope that this episode of Imitation Station gave you all some insights as to the memories that we will hold in our hearts forever. Here we have Amaya, Julianne, Maggie, Esty, and the boy was Mikkel,
And our awesome Canadian host, Haley.
We leave you with one last act, imitating our beloved camp director, Kate, and her infamous line.
Now kids, these people have traveled a long way to watch you perform. What do you say?
Thank you.
In Basque.
It's getting Dasco.
A similar instrument is played with a chunchu. The boga is made with two horns. It is like the bagpipes, and the player's cheeks work as the bags. Playing it requires circular breathing. The cello parte is a percussion instrument evolved from the action of smashing apples to make sound.
The trikitisha is a diatonic accordion that works much like a harmonica. It came into Euskal country around 1865 with Swiss and Italian railroad workers and was a big hit with Basques.
The sacrina was made by sheep herders from bark stripped off of the hazel tree when the moon is waning. It is a wind instrument.
know about the Gipuzkoa dances of the 18th century and the 19th because Jose Ignacio Itueta wrote a book to preserve them in 1824.
The Gipuzkoan dances are pre-classic. This means that they were precursors to classical ballet. Most dances from Gipuzkoa have a certain captain called the Budusaki. He or she holds a special stick or a bakula.
Many Gipuzkoan dances were used to train young men. They help them develop mental and physical agility and to learn the cooperation and teamwork.
These dances consist of 3 parts. The Budusagi's dance, a sort of sequel where the dancers change places and return to their starting positions, and a dance with implements like sticks, arches, and shields.
And obviously we couldn't have done it without the phenomenal instructors that we were able to bring this year. We have, it's just unimaginable to bring this team together. Jesus Laria is a dance master in the Basque Country, and Nego Espino is top of the top in Xistu. Joseba Echarri is a music camp veteran, Udaleku veteran, and just has a wonderful rapport with the kids, and is just always willing to do whatever is needed. Plays the triki wonderfully, always steps in to help with music and so on, so that's awesome. Lisa Korkostigi, a PhD in Basque Studies, teaching your kids culture. I'll tell you what, we couldn't have had a better team, and I'd like them all to come out, please. And Marcel and Elisa as well, and Marty Camino, if you would all please come out here. Elisa. And Marcel. Udaleku. The NABO has chosen the theme for Udaleku, and the theme for the dances this year was Gipuzkoa, and another one of the reasons why we brought Jesus. And so that's great because a lot of our kids haven't been exposed to those dances, and the whole sheep herding theme as well. And we thought, what a better place than to share that heritage with our kids at Buffalo, Wyoming. So it all just came together magically, and this is just phenomenal. Thank you.
Julianne Badiola from Caldwell, Idaho. Karina Barajas from Salt Lake City, who is also a huge asset with the little one. Matea Berria from Fruitland, Idaho. Mikael Berria, her brother, also from Fruitland. Jamie Brown from Los Banos, California. Sebastian Calderon from Chino, California. Jennifer Campos from Reno, Nevada. Maggie Chapin, Buffalo, Wyoming. Anna Davis from Winnemucca, Nevada. Aline Elquist, Elko, Nevada. Brooke Elquist, Elko, Nevada. Wyatt Elquist, Elko, Nevada. And I have to tell you that their mother, Cindy, spent all 2 weeks here and has been a tremendous help as well. Jordan Esponda, Buffalo, Wyoming. Haley Etchart, Vancouver, British Columbia. Julia Etchart, Vancouver, British Columbia. Ty Etchmendy, Douglas, Wyoming. Anna Fieldgrove, Buffalo, Wyoming. Tommy Fieldgrove, Buffalo, Wyoming. Christina Francoya, Elko, Nevada. Isaac Gamboa, Bakersfield, California. Marilyn Goyenet, I'm sorry. Meridian, Idaho. Victoria Hopman, West Covina, California. Austin Jenkins, Winnemucca, Nevada. Caitlin Johnson, Wilder, Idaho. Callie Kester, Battle Mountain, Nevada. Amber Kilroy, Buffalo, Wyoming. Maggie Ladia, San Sebastian, Basque Country. Vanessa Manjarres, Pasadena, California. Isaiah Odenkrantz, Eagle, Idaho. Bailey Rodriguez, Buffalo, Wyoming. Michaela Rodriguez, Buffalo, Wyoming. Emily Rozier, Twin Falls, Idaho. Joshua Rose, Winnemucca, Nevada. Amaya Sindronis, Boise, Idaho. Mikael Sindronis, Boise, Idaho. Montserrat San Mamés, San Francisco, California. Another outstanding family. Her mother, Rosa Maria and Juan, prepared paella for the whole group last night, and Rosa's been here for the 2 weeks helping as well. Angela Tipton, Fruitland, Idaho. Elena Tipton, Fruitland, Idaho. Garrett Tipton, Fruitland, Idaho. Mallory Warren, Boise, Idaho. And last but not least, my daughter, Esti Villanueva, Reno, Nevada. And there's your crew, Udaleku 2008. Most improved in Basque language, Maggie Chapin. Most improved in dance, Michaela Rodriguez. And also, as you may know, the kids also learned how to play moosh during camp, and we held a championship, and out of all the teams, our winners are Caitlin Johnson and Jamie Brown.
Yeah.
And obviously, none of this would have been possible either if we wouldn't have had a place to put all these great kids up. So I would like the host families to come forward, please.
Thank you.
Michael and Trinity Rodriguez.
One for host family.
Bill and Lorraine Mongolo, who are not even of Basque descent, but stepped forward to help us out. That's very much appreciated. Tom and Nikki Losi. Are you there? Oh, there they are. Ben and Lacey Schiffer.
Anna's going to give it to me right now.
Liz Goni. And I'm not sure if Marcy Gaines was able to be with us tonight, but she helped us out, and then her daughter Darcy Goni took over. So Darcy, maybe you can come up and accept these on your mother's behalf and yours as well. Darcy's not here either. Is Vic here? Vic will work. Come on, Vic. All right. Ron Chapin and Grace Gosar. And I must say, Grace is very generous with her physician capabilities too, so that was awesome to have a doctor in the house. Daniel and Tristan Escos. And Daniel has been such a sport, hung around during Homer's tournament, and has done a tremendous job.
Just call us the Gimpy family.
Hey, you're all right. Well, you can start up if you'd like, Jean. I haven't announced you yet, but come on. We also owe a special debt to David Romvet and Margot Brown. They allowed all the instructors to stay in their house next door to them, but unfortunately they're not able to be with us tonight. Actually, maybe Dolly could come and accept for them, if she's up for that. David and Margot. Okay, and then Jean and Alberta Escos not only hosted kids, but Alberta spent, and Jean as well, almost every day at the school, running errands, fixing meals, serving meals, helping us with whatever, spent all the time on the mountain. They really deserve a special round. Okay, and then, you know, I must run in Esco jeans because that Teresa and Ryan are slackers too, so. You know, I think they ended up with 10 kids or something, and at one point, Teresa was going to move into a vacant home with 6 girls, and Ryan was going to keep 6 boys at his house. And I'll tell you what, they have been nonstop as well. And poor Ryan, it's a good thing he has a standing at the bank because he might have lost a job, otherwise he's probably walking in there with circles underneath his eyes, but trying to keep those kids asleep. But if Ryan and Teresa would please come forward. And Elisa, I should mention too, was one of our best cleaners for the whole 2 weeks.
Steve, where are you? Steve?
Okay, while we have Teresa up here, I want to take this opportunity. I don't know if you can all appreciate the time and effort and phone calls and emails and oh, I'm sorry, what she has done to put this together, and especially in a small community like this when you don't have a bajillion people in your bass club to back you up. She really, really went above and beyond, and she made my job entirely easy. All I did was show up, and everything was ready, and anything we needed, just ask Teresa, and boom, it appeared. And so please, please, if you get a chance, thank her if you see her on the street or wherever, because I'll tell you what, she has knocked this out. Thank you so much, Teresa.
I just want to say it's been my pleasure. What a wonderful group to have worked with. Thank you all.
And there is one more family that I owe a huge debt of gratitude to. Myself and my daughter Estia, but also my 4-year-old Oyana, and babysat so I could be away, and Summer ran errands and babysat and whatever was needed. And I'll tell you what, had I not had that backup, I wouldn't have been able to be here for 2 weeks either. So please accept my sincerest appreciation. And I need to add also that at the last minute we didn't have any techs, and so Madonna just stepped right up, and she's been our tech all night as well, so another bonus. Why didn't I? Because I'm not the back dance teacher this time. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Audrey, Reno, I must have gone right over your name. Audrey, I'm sorry. She also hosted for us.
Merci beaucoup.
All right, and with that, this concludes our program. Thank you so, so much. Oh, and we'd also like to mention that Enrique Corcostegui drove out here, flew back home to Reno, and flew back out to help finish out today's projects, as well as help Lisa drive a tribe home. And so we owe him a debt of gratitude as well. Okay, Ocho Hondo.
Joseba! Joseba! Instructors.
Host family. Host family.